Hi guys, Talrain here. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded anything about my Heresy army, so it's about time I did an update. I've just literally been snowed under, work, college, uni, and being quite unwell lately. But luckily enough, about 3 weeks ago there was a 24-hour paint-a-thon for breast cancer, and luckily enough I got into it and did it, and it gave me ample time to get literally 80% of it all now pretty much base coated, and all it really needs now is just detail picking, and then of course there are some more key points that need doing, but most of it's pretty much done now. So this is what my 3,125 points will look like, and this will be in the game in November hopefully, as long as I can sort that out. So let's go through it. So we'll start with units you will have already seen. So we have 3 tactical squads. Tactical squad with a melter gun, multi-melter, and sergeant with power fist and bolt pistol. And they have dedicated transport of a rhino with storm bolters, so an additional storm bolter. We then have the plasma squad, plasma gun, plasma cannon, which is there as you can see, and plasma pist, but that is actually a power weapon, not a power fist, but I've just stuck it on there because it looks cooler. And we then have my final tactical squad, which is another 10-man tactical squad with a flamer, heavy bolter, power weapon, combi weapon, sergeant, which again is a power fist because they just look cooler. So that's just how they are. And moving along, we have a 6-man scout unit with a named character Geninoff in the character pack. Basically his ability is once per game I can use his signum to give the entire army ballistic skill 5 against one particular unit as far as I remember. We then have Lufa and the command squad, who have just been absolutely amazing, but don't really need to talk about those ones as we go on. We then have one more extra assault terminator to the Knights of Caliban, which is just another storm shield Thunderhammer, and we also have another named character added in, and this is going to be Zahiriel, and that's the new librarian from the Dark Vengeance box set, just with a different backpack. And we also have an 8-man assault squad, as you can see there. Sergeant with power weapon, combat shield, so he's going to be basically challenging. We then have the now pretty much finished Contempt Dreadnought with 2 combat weapons, with both having heavy flamers inside, with its Lucius pattern drop pod as its dedicated transport. There will be a normal Rhino, but it will be upgraded once I have the points to the command version Rhino. That's why it looks a bit different, and that there is for the command squad. Who are there? Not the scouts. And then of course we have the Predator Executioner with the Plasma Executioner turret. If you've watched the games that I played, basically it's got a bit of a story that it's taken from the tank from my Independent Human Faction games, because it was actually really good against me. So they kind of nicked it and put it on the, because that used to be an autocannon on top, but it's been upgraded to the plasma cannon now. We have the full 10-man bike squad with sergeant with power weapon, two melter guns, attached attack bike with multi-melter. That's about it. And then we have this like a apothecary dude, who I just did for a little bit of extra flavour for the unit. And I'm going to move on to my next really big unit, which is 10 shooty terminators for the moment. So we've got 2 auto cannons and sergeant with power weapon. What I'm going to do at the end of this video is give you a review of what it will eventually become later on in the campaign. And then we have the Land Raider Spartan behind. I'll be doing separate videos on these once they're properly finished. This is just an update to say I'm still alive. Now, at the moment I'm having real trouble with finances, and it's going to be that way for a few months, and this isn't a violin time, but my ability to buy the new really tasty, amazing Forge World book, Betrayal, might take some time to do. So I'm hoping, as long as I can talk to Brian and Matt, and it's okay with them, that when the new Dark Angels Codex is released, that I can continue using the Dark Angels Codex, but drop heavy weapons in the tactical squads and still stick to Betrayal rules. Okay, once that's all sorted, once we go into using the Betrayal rules where we get heavy weapons lost, the tactical squads will change. So this tactical squad with the Flamer and Bolter will become a veteran tactical squad, which I believe are an elite choice. So they're going to stay pretty much the same. This squad will lose its plasma gun and plasma cannon, and will have the addition of 10 extra men. There should be 2 more, but they're being built at the moment at Dryan. And they will lose the heavy weapons, so it will be 12 extra men, but just being bulked up by 10 men. They'll also, this tactical squad will lose its multi-melter and melter gun, but will just be added 2 other guys, and they'll still stay in their Rhino, so they'll just be a quick movement support unit, so it'll be 10 guys in a Rhino. Other than that, the Scout Squad, I don't know what happens to those. I don't know all the rules, guys, so it'd be good if you can give me a little bit of leeway. What I know of Betrayal, that you can give Terminators, Cataphractic Terminators, Lightning Claws, so I've got Lightning Claws there, and they've all got combi weapons, other than the guys with autocannons, and Sergeant would have the grenade launcher, something. Of course, the 10-man bike squad will, I do not know, and I don't have the foggiest if you're allowed to take attack bikes. If not, it will just be an 8-man outrider unit. If the attack bike is allowed in, then it will still stay at 10 men, and hopefully they can pretty much stay the same. After the Apocalypse game, for new units, plan to add in 10 heavy support Devastators, something. So there'll be 10 plasma cannons. So yeah, lots of plasma with a Power Fist combi sergeant, and they'll hopefully be in a Rhino. A land speed squadron. I've got 1 here, but there'll be 2 more, and they'll all have multi-melters. Once the Heresy comes around as well properly, there'll be a Vindicator, and hopefully another Contemptor Dreadnought, same pattern, added into the Talon with its own Lucius Pan drop pod, so there'll be both of them, and they'll both come down together. Once we were allowed to add in more HQs, I was thinking about a Chaplain and Terminator armour, just to go a bit crazy, to add to the other Terminators, because you can take 25 men to a Spartan, so I could take more than just the 10 Terminators. And also, once it comes to it, Luther can buy his own Primarch Honor Guard squad, and that will have with him Cypher. So that will just be a couple of guys, and they'll probably get their own Rhino, or they'll get their own transport or something. I don't know, that will work out later on. Like I said, this is just a really quick update. I'm sorry I sound awful, and I don't know what's going to happen with Betrayal. I don't know what's going to happen with finances. So I really hope it doesn't come to me dropping out the campaign. But if it means that I become really awkward, then it means I've still got a really beautiful army, and I still thank the guys from the campaign. But if it comes to it and it gets too awkward, then I'm willing to drop my place if it's easier. So yeah, there's my update, guys. I hope you like the army, and I'll talk to you soon.